Hi. Sometimes I think people can make things super complicated that actually don't need to be super complicated. One of the things that I want to talk about today is about your lead generation, preparing an automated, predictable system that is going to generate your leads and is also going to give you a workflow that is super easy, super simple, very effective, and just a joy to even put together. Once you have it, once you own it, it is going to be an entire new world. I can literally say that to you based on the hundreds of people that we have already helped. So I want to dive into this here. And what we're going to go through is a presentation here about your life insurance lead generation, how you can create that automated, predictable system. Now, what we're going to cover today are going to be the problems that you need to overcome. We're going to talk about why you need an automated, predictable system for your leads, how it works, who this is for, and of course, how you can go ahead and get started. So the problems that we face are these. You've seen them already. Bad leads, a bad lead source. The leads are too expensive. You don't have real sales support from your company or your upline, no real sales training. And you can really determine this just by looking at your own numbers. Are you making enough sales or are you not? When you start looking at that data, you can start boiling this all down. No marketing training, how to get the word out about who you are and what it is that you do. There's no real strategy. And worst of all, there's no real leadership for any of this. So let's talk about bad leads and bad lead sources. First of all, here's what a bad lead looks like, right? They're not answering the phone. They book appointments, but they no-show you. They say things like, I thought this was free, or I didn't do that. That is, and particularly if you're buying Facebook leads or buying leads from a lead vendor, these particular things happen. So why aren't they answering the phone? That is probably the biggest uphill battle that we all face as life insurance agents. People not answering the phone. They fill out a form, whether it's online or whether they fill out a mail-in form, they send it back, and then you call them. Oh, I didn't do that. Or they just simply ghost you and they don't answer the phone. It is the biggest uphill battle that we face, but there are ways to mitigate this. It's not going to ever completely go away, but when you have an appropriate lead source, these things diminish by volumes. They book appointments with you, but they don't show. This is because you have not nailed down the appointment. You haven't nailed this down to the point where, yes, they thought they needed it, but now they know they need it based on what they're seeing presented from you. And if there's nothing presented, there's really no tie down to this. They say things like, I thought it was free, or I didn't do that. Again, these things will be there, but what we've been able to put together is a way to really mitigate a lot of these things from happening as much as they're happening to you right now. Now, bad lead source. This is what a bad lead source looks like. They've never worked in the industry. They've never sold insurance. You're getting old leads or you're getting reused leads. When you look at your lead source, if they've never sat across from a family, if they've never sold a life insurance policy, they've never worked in the industry, how are they really able to help you if they've never worked in the industry before? There are tons of marketing agencies, marketing companies that will talk about getting you leads and doing certain things like this. But if they've never actually been where the rubber meets the road and they've never done this before, it's going to be extremely hard to help you because they've never worked in the industry. They've never sold insurance. Now you get into old leads and reused leads. These are other bad lead sources as well. The thing about buying leads from lead vendors, because you don't actually own and operate your own automated predictable system, where literally the leads only go to you and no one else, you have no idea how old those leads actually are. You don't know who or what is populating that spreadsheet or sending you those leads. You really 100% are not sure, and you don't know if these leads that you're buying have already been bought by someone else and now they're reselling them to you. Many of you have been in situations where you've probably felt this before. You felt like this isn't brand new. This doesn't seem to be working in an appropriate manner. So these are the problems that you really want to make sure that you start taking care of by actually developing your own automated predictable lead generation system. No sales support, no sales training, no marketing training, no real strategy, and no leadership. How do you know whether or not you have any of these or all of these or none of these? The way that you understand and realize this is based on the results that you're getting right now. The way that you realize and understand this is based on the outcome that is happening in your business right now. Do you have sales support? Meaning, do you have someone that is there to support you in your sales efforts, i.e. training you on how to do sales? Not many people are born what I would call just born salespeople, but it is definitely a skill that can be taught. We do it every day. And it's part of the program that we offer as well. You have no marketing training. You don't know how to literally get the word out there about who it is that you are and what it is that you do. This is more than posting on Facebook or Instagram. This is way more than that, because you've probably already done some of that and you haven't gotten the result that you've wanted to get. You've posted before, haven't you? But you're not seeing any outcome that says this is a meaningful activity that you're doing. This is where we're going to train you and make you better. You have no real strategy. Right now, you're just buying leads from a vendor or a company or your own company, but there is no follow-up behind it. There is no, how do you stay in front of those people once they become a lead? How do you stay in front of those people if they didn't answer the phone on the first try? If they didn't answer you on the second, third, 10th try? How do you literally stay in front of those people? Because here's the thing about anything in sales. Just because people don't buy today doesn't mean they won't be ready on the 3rd of next month, the 28th of the month after. When they're in the buy mode, when they're ready to buy, they're going to buy, but you want to make sure that you're the one staying in front of them so that they don't go to other options. This is what happens so many times. So you need a real strategy. Leadership comes into play based on a person's past experience, what they've been able to accomplish, what they've been able to do. No one can lead you in a direction they've never been themselves. Hear me when I say that. No one can lead you in a direction that they've never been themselves. So why you need an automated predictable system for leads? The main thing, look, if you're not in control of your leads, you're not in control of your business. If you're dependent on someone else to generate your leads, that means someone else is in control of your business. That means if they go out of business, what happens to yours? If they can't generate leads for you, what happens to your business that day? If you don't take full control of your lead generation, it means you're not taking full control of your business. And this is really where you want to be. You want to have full control of when the leads come in and how the leads come in. With what we show you, if you want leads to come in on Wednesday, but you don't want them to come in on Thursday or Friday, that's easily set up with what it is that we show you how to do. If you want leads to come in every single day of the week, that's what we show you how to do. If you're going to take a month off, we can show you how to turn those off and turn those back on when you're ready to get going again. You're sick for 2 days, you turn it off. Whatever it is, whatever that is, you want to have full control over this. Most importantly, you want to have full control over how much you're spending. You go to a lead vendor, you're going to spend $25, $30 per lead. But with your own automated predictable system, that comes down to $8, $15 per lead, not $25 to $30. See, when you're purchasing from lead vendors, you're paying a markup for something that you don't even know is brand new or exclusive to you. When you have complete and utter control of your entire system, from when and how they come in to how much you spend, you want to have full control also of your message. Do you even know what the ads are saying when you're buying from lead vendors? Do you know what the ads are saying when you're getting them from your company? One of the biggest things that I've really come to understand over my years is that people aren't buying your insurance company or your carrier. People are buying you. You are the brand. And it is that little fundamental switch that when that comes into play and you really get and understand that it becomes a game changer for you. It becomes the thing that you understand it is you that they're buying. It is the faith and the trust in you that it is that they're buying. That's why, because of what we're able to show you how to set up, you're able to develop that know, like, and trust factor that you know that your potential clients need to have in you, just like you have in other people that you purchase from or products that you buy. It's because you have a know, like, and trust factor. This is beyond just getting yourself out there. This is strategy from a team of people that can lead you in the direction that you literally want to go. So how does this work? Real simply, this is all based on Facebook. You have to understand that every single one of your customers, no matter what type of insurance it is that you sell, every single one of them right now is on Facebook, has a Facebook account, spends time on Facebook, and they're seeing these things. So how this works is really with us showing you how to set up a Facebook business page. It used to be called a fan page, a Facebook business manager, and a Facebook ads manager. Now, those three things that I just said, the business page, the business manager, and the ads manager, is 15 minutes of work to set up. That's it. It's not rocket science, but we'll walk you through it. We're also, after we show you how to set all of this up, we're going to give you done-for-you Facebook ads. Now, the thing about our done-for-you Facebook ads, we're going to give you the verbiage to say, but we're also going to show you how to completely customize this because, as I said before, people are buying you. We want to customize this and show you how to make this so that it is specifically to you. It is who you are. It is the words you would use. It is customizable to the point that it is inescapable from people that are attracted to what it is that you have to say. It also separates you and differentiates you from every other life insurance ad that is out there. Most ads look exactly the same. We're going to show you the techniques, the strategy on how to set this up so that it actually gets results. We're going to show you how to do the targeting. It's one of the biggest things. It's the copy, it's the imagery, but it's also the targeting. Who are you targeting and how do you target on Facebook? Most people do this completely wrong. We have it nailed down to a science. None of these things are we going to make you guess about. We're going to give it to you so that you hit the ground running. We're going to show you how to set this up so leads come directly and only to you, because this is all set up on your back-end Facebook. No one else is able to see that because no one has your login and passwords. It only goes to you. Now you can have confidence that your leads you're not getting leads that have been resold and resold and have been called and called and called. These are brand new, coming only to you. Now, we also show you how to set up your calendar, because it's not just about the leads coming in, but with the strategy we'll show you that you're going to get a percentage of those leads that come in. They're going to book appointments directly on your calendar. Do you know how to do that? We're going to show you. None of these things do we make you guess about. None of these things do we guess about. We know exactly how to do it. We know exactly how to get this thing done. As a matter of fact, from the time that you get this set up, within 48 hours, your leads are starting to come in. Within 48 hours, your leads are starting to come in. Now, we also do this. We do 2 live Zoom sessions each and every week to handle questions, to talk to you, our other clients, because this is literally a lifetime program. You're in this program for life. You only pay us once, but you're in it for life if you want to be a part of this. You get access to our technical support. You get access to updates that we do, whether it be in ads, whether it be in targeting. Whatever those updates are, you get them. But we're on twice a week, twice every week on Zoom, in a live Zoom session to be there for you to answer your questions. And to, even if we need to take over your screen to fix something, we can do it. Twice a week live on Zoom. We have an exploding Facebook group and a very helpful Facebook group that is there for you as well, as long as you're part of this lifetime program. So, who is this for? Life insurance agents. for final expense, if you're selling that, mortgage protection, IULs, term, annuities. If you're selling any or all of these types of insurances, we're there to support you because we've sold all of those types of insurances as well. And the people that are on our staff, the people that are there to help you, they know how to coach you through even the sales process of all of these as well. So now, here's just a little example of what our clients are saying about us. Now, this is a brand new one, just called My 5 Leads That I Received This Week. 3 answered, and I booked 2. Love how this has all started for me. Michelle Williams, last one for today. Closed that IUL lead I received a couple days ago, $2,400. Look, 1 appointment for tomorrow and many follow-ups ready for Tuesday. The money is in the follow-up. Look at this from Evelyn Centeno. This has been my first official week with my Facebook ad running. I have 12 leads, and so far I have 2 appointments for next week. By many who have suggested I'm going to be consistent and persistent in my journey. My goal in the next 3 months is to make $12,000 ALP, annualized premium. That's a goal right there. Now, how are you going to get started with this? All you need to do is right there on the screen, ArturoJohnsonConsulting.com/schedule. What this is going to do, you're going to be able to book an appointment at a time that's convenient for you. This isn't a sales call. This is to see if you're a good fit. If you feel we're a good fit, it's also to answer your questions. It's also to see when and how soon or when you want to get this thing going, whether it be today or whether it be tomorrow. We're going to show you and give you the information that you need to be able to make the decision for yourself that this is a program for you. What I want you to understand and realize too, look, even after I go off camera, there's going to be some videos that come up. These are testimonial videos. You can stay and watch those, and or you can go ahead and click on the link somewhere around this video, or go straight to ArturoJohnsonConsulting.com/schedule. We know that making a decision on how you're going to build and grow your life insurance business is important. We also know that sometimes it can seem super hard to be able to do, but because of the leadership that we're here to give you, we're going to hold your hand through this, and we're going to make sure that you accomplish the goals that you've set out to accomplish. This is what we're here to do. I wanted to make this super simple, no frills video, just to kind of show you the basics, the ins and outs of the overarching things that we're able to do for you. I want you to book that call right now at ArturoJohnsonConsulting.com/schedule. And now take a look at more of what our customers have to say about us. You take care.
Just take the leap and enjoy the ride, because it's the help you receive and support is just phenomenal. I love it. Wow. I ask a question and then you have the rainmaker calls, and I like the fact that you can, you be on there until you work things out. Mm-hmm. And
sometimes you just got to jump out on faith. I'm just going to keep it real. Sometimes you just got to jump out on faith and say, you know what, this sounds right. It adds up. They're registered Better Business Bureau. All checking all the boxes.
Yeah.
Don't wait. If you think it's too good to be true, it probably isn't.
In the last, let's just say 30 days, what's been your experience doing, strictly virtual and over the phone sales, as opposed to going in home? What's your AP been like over the last 30 days?
My APV, it's picked up. I mean, I wrote 14,000 last week alone, 100% phone sales.
Wait a minute, stop. We're not glossing over that, Misty. We're not going to gloss over that at all. You did 14,000 in AP in the last 30 days, or last week. I'm sorry. In the last week, you did this. All right.
Yeah. All right. Never left me home.
Yeah.
of where this business can go.
Definitely.
And, you know, some of the old heads don't think it is. They still think you gotta, you know, go out and, you know, referrals are the best business. But yeah, but I gotta talk to somebody to get to the referral.
You gotta talk, exactly.
So, you know, so this
only so
getting
many
people
cards
in front of you.
Only so many cards I can put on windshields, you know.
Yeah, only so many people I can talk to at a cocktail party before they start talking about, okay, somebody need to put that dude out.
Exactly. Or, you know, I've drank too much, now I'm really in it, and now I'm really in it right there. But I mean, knowing through what you went through, you know, the success that you're having right now and the process that it took for you to come in, that new agent that is, well, maybe not new agent, but new to AJC, and they're just seeing our videos. Maybe this is the literal first video they will see in their whole experience. What would you say to that person in regards to getting involved with AJC?
I mean, it is a move that for a new agent or for somebody who, you know, I shouldn't say new, for any agent, this opportunity will put you in front of more clients than you will be able to find daily on your own.
But let's take a step back. Let's talk about some of the sacrifices, because everybody's like Hall of Fame and they see all of these things over here. What did you have to sacrifice? What did you have to give up through this journey to be able to hit that so quickly?
Time, my time. I had to be willing to sacrifices that I made was be willing to work, 12, 15 hours a day or more. Be willing to travel, be willing to get outside of my comfort zone of only wanting to work within an hour of my area, be willing to load my vehicle up and go to where the leads were, not to where I was comfortable, but to where the leads were. So if I had leads in Louisiana, I'd jump my truck, I'd pack my clothes, I'd head to Louisiana and work about 4 days in Louisiana. And then I'd head back. If I had to go to Oklahoma, I'd jump in my truck, head to Oklahoma, stay up there 3 or 4 days and head back. So the price to pay, you got to be willing to sacrifice that. You got to be willing to do that. You can't just be willing. A lot of people say, well, I don't really want to drive 2 hours. Well, if you're not willing to drive 2 hours and an opportunity to make 15 or 20 grand in 4 or 5 days, then this business may not be for you, because I've been doing this business a long time, and I don't have very many people come to my office knocking on my door wanting to buy life insurance. I've got to get to where they are. Matter of fact, in the years that I've been doing this, I can maybe think of 1 or 2 policies where I've ever sold where somebody showed up at my office wanting coverage. So it takes time away from your family. It takes time away from being at home, but that's a sacrifice I'm willing to pay right now in order to get to where I want to get in the future, so that in the future I can have more time with my family and more time with my grandkids and be home more.
Gotcha. Yeah. And I think that that's a goal, because a lot of people miss that. It's like, it is expectations mixed with hard work, right? Because the opportunity is endless in this business. And like I tell all new agents whenever I'm talking to them, this is a persistency and consistency business. And those people who are persistent and consistent always come out on the other end. And you can think it's this or that, but the people who are working hard, they get the reward.
That's it. Activity, if you're willing to put in activity. And I always tell people, don't worry so much, because a lot of people in this business get paralysis by analysis. They analyze everything so much that they never do nothing. And when you don't do nothing, nothing happens. And when nothing happens, you go broke, So in this business, what's got to happen is, you got to be willing. You got to be willing to jump out there. You got to be willing to invest. And you got to be willing to, you can't be afraid. You can't be afraid to go out there and invest. You can't be afraid, because this business right here, it takes money to make money. All right. And so I'm always trying something else. I'm always readjusting my leads. So now what I'm doing pretty much now is I'm not traveling as much as I was, but I've invested a lot of money in order to get these systems to where they are, and finding people to work with, and finding people that can put the systems together that I'm looking for in order, so that I can now be home a little bit more, but still my hours of work time have not reduced, Arturo. I still work 10 or 12 hours a day. I may do it from my desk now, making phone calls and setting appointments, but I still put in at 10 or 12 hours a day.
Gotcha. And so that's one of the things that you're now not a victim of your success. You're the same Texas boy, still putting in the work since day one, right?
Still putting it in.
Awesome.
I'm still putting it in.
Awesome.
My goal is to get to $1 million a month agency. That's where I want to be. and I want to have the systems in place to where, as I'm bringing new agents in, I've got a proven system that I can offer them and show them and get them set up as I bring agents in and saying, look, this is why I'm writing 60, 70 grand a month. This is what I'm doing. And if you are willing to do this, you're going to be a success.
Awesome. Well, yes, that's great. And so I guess we can kind of transition into how we connected. So my first question is, you having success already where you were kind of at a point where most people just want to get to by themselves, right? So what were some symptoms or some things that were becoming a challenge, just kind of what you were doing, where you started like, okay, I need to, maybe check out a couple other things, not to replace what you're doing, but to layer on top to give you some time back?
I started seeing the change. I'm 50 years old, so I'm kind of a dinosaur. Yeah, because I'm 50, and the way I did business before was we just went around and we knocked on doors, and we beat the paint off the door. We had a lead in there. We go out working. You'd go camp out in a town, and you'd stay there and you'd work every lead. We'd set appointments and do all that. But I've seen, as I got back into this business, I did the same thing. I approached with that same type of attitude, and that was how I was a Hall of Fame producer last year in the Hall of Fame. Not one of those sales were over the phone. Not one of those sales was done by, any type of program like what I'm working here now. But I did see that it's changing. Everything's changing. And started seeing that, hey, I can work a little smarter and not harder. Still put in the time, but not, as far as driving all the miles and doing all of that. So that's when I really, really started looking into this, looking into these programs, and started and I fought against it, Arturo. I'll tell you, I fought against it with everything I had. My agents and everything I was bringing in, I was like, no, you got to get out there and you got to look them people in the eye. You got to beat the paint off the door. You got to drive. You got to do that. That's what I did. But I'm seeing now that times are changing, and it's very, very important for me to adjust with those times and be able to implement some strategies that are going to help us actually write even more business, I believe. Gotcha. Because our time is so much better used by doing it this way.
Yeah, you make your time more valuable. But Kevin, because you have the foresight, and so you kind of see this, and you've done it the old way, which works, which got you to where you were last year, and then kind of transition. What are these things of the future that you're seeing, right? Because you're starting, it's kind of changing. What are some things that you're kind of seeing that's kind of changing, where you notice the market's changing and kind of where it's going?
Well, everybody, we got this age of people that are coming up, and many people are, they're just used to doing everything online. People are ordering their groceries online. Amazon, you can order your groceries online at Walmart, go pick them up, just pull up and they pick them up. We've had this coronavirus that's kind of freaked everybody out, so everybody's scared of that. So we got all kinds of things that are going on. So really, it's a perfect time to make this transition. And being a pastor of a church, I watch people, and in our church, when this coronavirus hit, we lost about 100 people, started staying at home and watching online. And those people never came back, a lot of them. And the simple reason they didn't come back was because they got comfortable doing everything online. Well, I believe that's where much of our society is. We're getting so comfortable. I bought a new truck last week, Arturo. Only thing, I bought the truck online. I had it shipped from San Antonio. And I know people have been doing this for a while, but all this stuff's new to me. So I just jumped on it, and I said, everybody's doing everything online now. And I said, I believe insurance is headed that way. So I just jumped on it, started dropping some money into it, and said, let's get it. I want to be ahead of the curve.
Awesome. Yeah, and so I appreciate that, because it's one of those things where you kind of see where it's going, and you're like, okay, where my business is now, and if I want to grow and I want to be around 5 years from now, I don't want 5 years from now trying to learn this when it's too late and the train's already left the station.
Yeah, it's headed that way. Jump on it. I wrote for my first month. This is my second month, Arturo, of writing business, doing it on these type of ads. My first month of writing business by phone calls. I never sold nothing over the phone, but my first month I wrote just over about $42,000 or $44,000 in AP over the phone.
Gotcha. Yeah. And so if you're already good at it, over the phone just makes it easier for them to say yes to the appointment, for them to book, and gives you more opportunities to write more AP. So let's kind of transition into this, because I really like to get down to the real stuff, right? So you say you're investing in your business, which means that you've tried some things before that didn't work, right?
Yes.
So and this is what sometimes limits agents. It didn't work one time, and then they give up on thinking that the online stuff works or this or that. So what was your philosophy with a couple of things that you tried, which we can talk about that, but more importantly, why you didn't give up, right? Where you was like, okay, I need to try this. So what was it that, kind of compelled you, even if something didn't work before, to try something else like this?
Because, I knew, number one, I believe in myself. I believe in the ability that I have, in order to talk to people. That's number one. If you don't believe in yourself, it's going to make it real hard to see the reason to continue trying to do this. You got to have a certain, I don't say arrogance, but confidence within yourself, to do this. So that's number one. You got to believe in yourself. Number two, you got to believe in the system. You've got to believe in the system. That's like working with you right here. I mean, I've seen some results. I believe in the system. So what am I going to do? We've got to be willing. I tell people this all the time. I'm not good on the technical side, Arturo. I mean, I don't know nothing about it. But here's what I do know. I'm smart enough to know what I don't know. So what I don't know how to do, I hire people that know how to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And because here's what I know. You're good on getting me the leads. I'm good on closing the leads. So let's identify what we are good at. Let's identify what we're not good at. Let me sink my time into what I'm good at and bring people around me that are good at what I'm not good at. And we cannot not succeed. You know what I mean? So that's number one. Believe in yourself. Number two, work the system. Let the system be your boss. That's it. Let the system, I'm dedicated to, when I say let the system be your boss, we have got to, if I'm coming in here and if I'm saying, Arturo, okay, here's what I'm wanting to do. Okay. Here's what I want to do. Here's the amount of leads I want to get every day. Here's the amount of appointments I want to get every day. Here's the people that I'm going after every day. Be willing to ride the system. Let the system work. Let the system prove itself. If we keep enough activity going, if I keep working enough leads, I am going to succeed. Activity breeds prosperity. I believe that with all my heart. So if I'm willing to work and if I'm willing to stay in front of it and stay active and if I'm willing to sit down and make 20 phone calls a day, I don't care if it's the same leads that I called the previous 3 days. I mean, I've got my folders right here. So if I got no shows, I still got the old system here, Arturo, where I do everything by files. If you look around my desk, I got files. And in my files, these ones are the appointments. And then right under that, I got the no-shows that I stack all those in. Then right under that, I've got the ones that say call back. So I'm always working through. I'll probably so in between appointments, if I got an appointment and an appointment no-shows me, I'm not just sitting there for 30 minutes or an hour waiting on another appointment to come in. I'm calling all the other ones that have no-showed me, all the other ones that didn't show up, all the other ones that said call me back. And I'm picking up a ton of business off of those right there. So we're staying after it. We're staying active. We're moving forward. Activity. When I'm in this office during the day working, I'm not just sitting here waiting on people to see my Facebook ad and just waiting on people to book an appointment with me. I'm going back working every lead, every appointment, every single one of them. Then after I call them 3 times, Arturo, and I triple dial everybody. If I call them and they don't answer, I call them right back. If they don't answer, I call them right back. And then they may get 15 phone calls a day from me. I'll call them 15 times in a day. So if I call them then, and then a little bit later I have another no-show, I'm grabbing those ones and I'm working through them again, triple dialing them again from different phone numbers and everything. So I work my leads, I work my appointments, and then after 2 days, if I hadn't got in contact with them 2 days, I turn them back over to David, and then David tries to get a hold of them from then on, and then he tries to work them back into the schedule.
Relentless pursuit. Pursuit. And so
people got to get past this stuff being scared they're going to make somebody mad if they call them too many times. I have never had anybody reach through the phone and slap me yet.
And here's the thing, though. You got to go back to this because there's some more gold in here. And again, you're not hearing this from just anybody, right? You're hearing this from a Hall of Fame producer on what it takes to get to your goals, right? To keep the promises to yourself. And so number one, which is more important than anything, is believing in your ability to figure it out. And without a doubt, whether it's emails, text messages, or whatever, Kevin knows all he needs is names and numbers, and he's going to get after it.
Yeah.
Right? He's going to make it happen. Yeah. Right. And then the second thing is even with this system, that's just 50% of it. You still got some work to do.
That's it, man. I think sometimes we put into a system and think the system's going to do it all for us, you know, and I still got to work the system. I like to go work out. I go work out every morning, you know. I can get stronger, but if I'm not willing to go to the gym and put myself under the resistance, I'm not going to get any stronger. Gotcha. And, you know, that's the same way it is in this life. We got to be willing to put the time in. We got to be willing to put the work in. We got to be willing to do it. It doesn't just happen. We got to work at it. We got to stay after it, because, you know, that's kind of the way I look at it. If I get a lead that comes in, Arturo, and they tell me they're not interested, they don't want to talk to me anymore, you know, I'll put it up and I'll call them back in 2 weeks. That's a new lead again to me.
Yeah. And the thing about it is there's no excuses, right? You're not accepting excuses for the people who filled out a form that wanted something and then got scared and changed their mind. And you're also not using excuses, well, oh, this was a bad lead or this or that. You don't have any excuses. None of them. It's like, it's up to you to get them across the line.
That's it. I mean, there's no such thing. I tell people this all the time. My agents this. There's no such thing as a bad lead. You know, when I was going into people's houses, I said, if somebody answered the door and let me inside their house and allowed me to sit down and then told me they wasn't interested, that's not a bad lead. Why is that not a bad lead? Because they just let me inside their house. That's not a bad lead. If somebody goes on our system here, Arturo, that you're working with me on, and they go through and read my 3 or 4 paragraph story out there, and then they take time to book an appointment, they take time to schedule it, they take time to know, that is not a bad lead. Now, the people may tell me a whole bunch of stuff in order to throw me off, in order to try to, because they don't want to talk on the phone, but that is not a bad lead. You don't go through and schedule an appointment, put your name, put your email address, put the numbers that you can text to, put your age in there. You don't do that stuff and not know what you're filling out. And we as agents, we've got to get past that accepting excuses. Our job is to overcome. We got to get past that accepting their excuses because they may not be in a mood to talk right then, or throwing it away because they don't want to talk right now. I take my leads, man, and I continue working through them. I've had people to cuss me out on the phone, then hang up and call me back to finish cussing me out because they didn't think they did a good enough job the first time. And it's not because I'm mean, but it's because I will call them and I'll say, hey, this is Kevin Alexander, just getting back to you. And we got to learn to overcome objections. They're going to throw excuses at us, but an excuse is nothing more than an opportunity to set an appointment.
Gotcha. Perfect. So let's kind of transition into how we connected, because I know you tried some things in the past. How did you come across Arturo Johnson Consulting?
Well, man, I stalked you probably for, I don't know, 6, 7, 8 months, maybe a little bit longer. And I think if I remember right, I think you even set a couple of appointments and talked to a couple of your consultants before we actually went with it. But I just, I'm always searching. I'm always looking. And something on yours just really, really caught my eye. It was just I think on yours, man, it was just the laid back approach on what you had. When I see your videos and stuff, the laid back approach that you had, I think it was just kind of seemed pretty sincere, you know. And plus, I don't know what it was, man, but every time I'd open my Facebook, you'd pop up. I mean, every time I'd open my Facebook, man, I mean, I'd be watching some UFC fights and Arturo pop up. I'd be scrolling through and Arturo pop up. I'd be looking at something, Arturo pop up. I'm like, all right, man, Lord, you must be telling me to give this guy a call. So I did.
Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And so what's that experience process? Because we only been working together. It hasn't even been 30 days yet, you know, but just in the short period of time, what's been your estimation of working with our team, kind of my expertise, and then some of the processes and results that you've gotten in just a short period of time?
What I really appreciate about working with you, Arturo, is the one-on-one time. That helps us a ton. I've worked with some other groups before and they did a good job, not speaking anything against them, but it would be more of a time where you might have 20, 30 people on the call. and trying to get something done. What we've really appreciated out of you is once or twice a week you set that time aside and you get with me and David, mainly David, the guy that works for me. You get with him and you're willing to spend that time, and true coaching goes on. True time is spent. True coaching goes on, one-on-one time, and you are, by the questions you ask and the conversations that I've had with you, I believe you're really, really sincere and wanting to help people out. It's like the last conversation we had, man. You said, "Hey, I love doing this stuff. I love building this stuff and seeing things happen." And that is the biggest blessing to me, is that one-on-one time.
Gotcha. And so you posted in the group a couple of days ago that you had a pretty good last 2 days. So tell me just a little quick snippet about that. So you say you wrote about how much in the last couple of days?
I think it was about 15,190 on Monday and Tuesday in AP.
Okay. Awesome. And so
that made me.
Go ahead.
That probably made me, and that'll make me $16,000 paycheck or better.
Gotcha. And so we live in a world where most people are skeptical and they say things are too good to be true, right? So what would you say to somebody that was skeptical like you, tried some things and they failed, but then finally, you, after 6 months, which is a long time being in that pain, you finally pulled the trigger? What would you say to somebody after your experience of working with us just in a very short period of time?
And I'll say this, and even with the other programs that I had, I've seen some success, but I also, to go to the level that I wanted to go to, I had to be, because I think sometimes, Arturo, we get comfortable in the little bit of success we have and not ever willing to step into something else in order to get the major success that we want to have. Does that make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So I was seeing some success there, but what I wanted to do, Arturo, was more. And so when I would talk to the people and try to share my vision with them on what I wanted to do, I didn't feel like I was grabbing a hold of that with me. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't nothing against them. I just didn't feel like they was grabbing a hold of that vision of where I want to go with me. So I really didn't see them as the people that could work with me to get me there. You know what I'm saying? So when I talked to you the first time, man, you grabbed a hold of that. Kayla, the girl that works for you, man, she was really, really good. She at grabbing a hold of that vision and saying, yes, we can get you there. Yes, Arturo can get you there. And then when I talked to you one-on-one, you made me feel comfortable in that area that you could help me get to where I want to be. So that was number one. I hadn't felt that with anybody before. So that was huge to me, number one. Number two, if you're in an area and you're seeing some form of success, I got goals. I've got goals laid out. I want to be $1 million a month agency. I want to be doing $12 million a year in annual, in AP per year. So when I get somewhere, and if I'm looking at something, I'm looking for people that can help me get there. And that's what I was saying a while ago. I believe that's what I felt most comfortable with you. I believe that you can help me get there. I believe that you working behind the scenes and working the system, doing what I don't know how to do, man, I was just like, hey, this guy's taking it, he's building it, and he's doing it. The other people want me to buy the program and me do it. And that's great for some people. But once again, I know my weaknesses. That's not me. That is not me. So Arturo, I got to build the program and I got to do it and I got to manage it and I got to do all that stuff. That's great for some people, but I know for me, that's not going to be for me. So I'd rather pay a little bit more money and have somebody to do that, because I know I'm going to make that back in the time, because that's more time I'm going to be able to spend selling. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So I've seen some tremendous success. I've seen, in those 2 days, we've seen success last week also, but the biggest success that we've seen was last week and early this week, and in Monday and Tuesday, I wrote over $15,000 in AP.
Awesome. Well, thanks for sharing all that. I know that there's a bunch of nuggets in there, and a lot of trainings for not only myself, but for agents everywhere. And so in ending this video and kind of wrapping up, if there's agents that may come across this and see you and resonate with some things and maybe want to reach out to you that aren't in an organization and maybe want to join your team, what's a good way for them to kind of contact you, maybe through an email or something like that, if they're just interested to have a conversation with you?
They can they can message me. As a matter of fact, there's a gentleman that's a part of your program. He had messaged me this morning And I sent him my phone number a while ago. But if you want to get a hold of me, you want to communicate, if I can help you out in any way, my name is Kevin Alexander, and you can just email me at kevinalexanderffl@gmail.com.
Awesome. Well, hey, Kevin, definitely been a pleasure. I definitely learned a lot about how to take it to the next level. And I appreciate your consistency and intensity on not letting any excuses get in the way and you getting to your goals. And there's no doubt in my mind with our partnership, with the things that you bring to the table, and then me just getting you in front of the right folks that you'll be at that $1 million a month in no time. Okay. So thank you for hopping on, and you take care.
Hey, man, sorry about the cutouts, man. Hey, Lord bless you, Arturo. Appreciate all you do, bud.
Thank you, sir. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.